Hey everybody, welcome back to a Meeple family. I'm Amber and today we are diving into my next set of 10 board games. Up to this point, we have covered from 100 to 21, so if you've missed any of those, you can check out the description in the link to this video and you can get caught up via the playlist. As you can see, my background and everything has changed a little bit, and that is just because we are in the process of transitioning and building a home, and so this is a temporary setup, and then I am gonna be redoing kind of my board game area in our home. So I'm gonna try to film that because I love watching people like organize their board games, and I'm gonna be hopefully getting a game topper. If you guys have experience with board game tables, or specifically the table topper one that I'm gonna get, I would love to hear like your recommendations. I've tried to watch videos on it. I've been wanting one for years. I mean, I just play on my dining room table or coffee table, and I typically just have a game mat. So this is like a huge upgrade to my at-home board game addiction that I have. So I'm pretty excited about it. I hope it all works out, and I'm excited to share that with you guys when that comes. But if you have any tips for me, I would love to get any information I can from you, maybe things that you wish you would have done differently or things you didn't know. Please share that with me down in the description. Or in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it. Anyway, today we're gonna be getting into my board games 20 to 11. Most of these do have solo plays available, which is how I prefer to play. So let's jump right in. So number 20 for me is Bargain Quest, and Bargain Quest is really unique because it's all about running a shop in this fantasy world where heroes come in and buy gear from you before their battle. And basically, if your hero does well, your shop does well, because it's like, you know, word of mouth, like, oh, I bought my armor from this shop, so, you know, they're gonna get more, like, I don't know, clout or whatever in the town. I really, really loved the theme of this one. I thought it was really unique. I love just the different mechanisms in this game. Now, for the solo play in this one, you buy the base game, and then there's like a little deck of cards that you run through with the solo bot or whatever. And I will put a link in the description to a video I watched that kind of, I think it was Jason from, One Stop Co-op Shop. He did a playthrough of it and just like totally sold me on it. I love the way that Jason teaches games over there on the One Stop Co-op Shop. So definitely shout out to that channel, and I will link a playthrough so you can kind of see how it plays. Love the theme, love everything about this, the artwork, all of it. It is such a classic game for me, and I don't ever see it leaving my list, which is why it is my number 20. All right, number 19 is another really popular game called Obsession. And this basically throws you into a board game of Downton Abbey, and I love it. I love it so much. It is so thematic and fun. So basically you're hosting events. You have to, like, as you're running your household, you have to manage your staff. You have to manage the reputation of your household based on guests and events you are having. And the overall driving force is the Fairchilds, who are this really prestigious brother and sister in the game that you want to entice to view you as like the most affluent household. And every household, just everything about this game, like literally when you start, you get this like little custom like cardboard box that you open, and has all like your family cards in there, your little servants in there. Everything about this game, from the time you open the box lid, like you are immersed into this world. And I just think it is so well done. My brother loves playing this game. Every time we're together, he is like, let's play Obsession. It's a great solo mode as well. It's basically just moving the market in the solo mode. Really fun game. If you get a chance to try it like at a convention or play with a friend or something, definitely recommend Obsession. That is why it's my number 19. All right, number 18 is Undergrove. If you guys don't know this about me already, love biology. I'm a little bit of a science nerd, and the symbiotic relationship in this game, which is between fungi and trees, is so well done. I absolutely love this game. I love the artwork. I love the science and the mechanics behind it. I mean, they don't like downplay this one. I mean, you're literally like, I need more nitrogen. I need more potassium. You're using the science words, you're doing the science things, and you're seeing why and how these relationship between this like mushroom and trees and the soil and the elements of the soil are so important. And I just feel like this one is done really well. I love playing the solo mode, which is basically a deck of cards and there's a track and you are advancing or placing tiles out for the AI. Very simple. It reminds me a little bit the AI of the game Cellulose, where you kind of go through an order of events, and you know, there are several things that the AI is gonna do, but they're all really simple. A wonderful game, a beautiful game. The table presence of this is like, I just think stunning. So if you get a chance to try it, I highly recommend Undergrove. Love it. One of my favorites to play solo. Check it out. All right, my personal number 17 is the game Roleplayer. This game I feel like gets put next to Sagrada a lot. And I do feel like they're both unique games, but I just prefer the RPG world dungeon crawler system that is Roleplayer. I think it is so fun. My brother introduced me to this game several years ago, and I just love it. Now, I've never played any of the expansions. The solo is obviously really easy to play. It is kind of a solitaire game in and of itself. I can't remember it having too much interaction with other players, and maybe the expansions bring that in. I would love to try the expansions, but there's just so many games. You know, it's like I end up being really satisfied most of the time with base games because there's just so many games. This one, you're drafting dice and you are suiting up your character based on different requirements that you may have drawn, or yeah, you're putting dice in there, you're looking at colors, you're looking at numbers. It's a really fun, puzzly game with an amazing theme because it's got that RPG, like you're building up your character to go on a quest, and I just love it, but that is Roleplayer. So number 16 is Above and Below. Full transparency, this is the first, and nope, it's not the only one. I have played another one, but this is one of 2 games of Ryan Laukatt's or Red Raven games that I've played. I'm not really sure why it took me so long to try these games out, this game out, because it's the only one I've tried out. So I think this is a trilogy of games, and there's like Above and Below, Near and Far, and something and something. I don't remember what the other one is. Honestly, the reason that I waited so long to try these out is because I knew that they were narrative based, and I don't typically like a ton of flavor text. I'm not usually a big fan of that. I think time can be an issue for me with those types of games. Like I just don't have enough time to really sit down and enjoy a long narrative game. Well, to my surprise, this is not a long narrative game like I thought. I thought it was gonna have way more like storytelling and that kind of stuff because I knew it came with like a book and you're reading out of the book. What I didn't realize was how stinking fun this game is and how amazing it is and how it's exactly what I want a story-driven game to be, or like kind of this choose your own adventure game where you are flipping over these different cards and they give you numbers to read in the book, which I didn't know that it worked this way. And it's like 3 to 5 sentences. And honestly, I know this is lame, but sometimes I skip that and I'm just like, okay, here's the decision. You see a guy, do you want to steal his money or give him some food? So sometimes that's how impatient I am with like too much dialogue and like flavor text. But for me, this was amazing. I loved playing this. I wish it had a solo mode. I know that they just came out with reinvented this game and it's called Haunted, and it did come with a solo mode, and I cannot tell you how many times I had this in my cart to like back the Kickstarter because I so loved this game, but I just kind of felt like, do I really need 2 Above and Belows? And I know it's different, but it just felt like excess to me and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it. I don't think any of that made sense, but this is such a fun game. I absolutely love when I get to play this. I got like a little organizer to put all the little bits in, so it's a little bit more easy to table. So anyway, if you guys have played the other games, let me know like which one is your favorite. And based on my personal, like I don't like the heavy narration, like is this the best one for me? I don't know, because I haven't tried the other ones. So let me know. I would love to know like your guys' experience with that, but let me keep going. I'm finding that some of these are a little bit hard to talk about because even though they are my favorite games, I haven't played some of these in a really long time, even though I know they're like my favorites, but there's just so many stinking games. So anyway, let's keep going. Number 15 for me, Star Wars, the deck building game. Don't ask me why, but I am slightly obsessed with this game. So I just want to first of all say thank you, and I will put the username somewhere here, of the BGG fan-made variant, solo variant for this game. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding, amazing. I love playing this so much. So much so that I really wish I would have sleeved my cards because they are getting, you know, very worn. Very, very worn. This game, I've heard people equate it to, oh, there's another deck building game, Star Realms, that's the one. I've heard people talk that this is like Star Realms. I've never played Star Realms, but I know Ooh, hopefully my string isn't hitting the mic this whole time. Let me tuck this in. I have to be careful about that. Be really annoying. You guys are just hearing my like string hitting that mic. But anyway, I've heard people talk about Star Realms, which I'm sure I would absolutely love Star Realms. But in this one, you are playing kind of head to head. Like you're either, you know, Luke Skywalker or you are Darth Vader, and you are like getting ships and you're fighting each other. And it's just so cool. The way that you can even attack people in the row where you can actually like get cards is amazing. So like I could fight against certain people in the row of lineup of cards that I could bring into my hand, and I can get resources or gain more force if I'm able to defeat them. It is such a cool game. I love Star Wars, so obviously that's amazing. I love the theme. I love everything about the mechanics of this game. And like I said, this game wouldn't even be on my list if it wasn't for the fan-made solo variant that was put out. Absolutely amazing. So this also has a second box that has come out since the first one. I've only played the first one. I have my eye on the second one, but I feel like the price point is a little bit high still. And I noticed that this game dropped super low around the holidays. Fingers crossed if the other second version of this game drops in price. Like this is a Black Friday steal. Like I've already got my radar on it, looking and waiting for the price to drop. So that is, I don't know what number we're on, 15. So that is my number 15. Love, love, love this game. If you guys love Star Realms, which I've never played, but I have heard a lot of people equate it to Star Realms, this is one. I love this game. Obviously, it's my number 15. I mean, that's pretty high up on my list. And if I didn't mention, this is one I like to play solo. I have played it head to head. It's fun, it's great. Solo's my jam, and this is great. All right, number 14. Okay, number 14, this one, it grew on my list, okay? Like it didn't start out at 14, and that is Forest Shuffle. When I first played this game, I was like, what is happening here? Like stuff's getting tucked behind trees. I was super confused on how all the cards synergize together. And then I stumbled upon a Board Game Geek solo variant that I will link in the description for you, and I'm obsessed with it. It is fiddly, it has a lot of moving pieces, but it is so fun. I just love it. I played this over and over and over again with the printable solo variant. Again, genius. Like who comes up with these variants? I'm just always enamored with them, almost sometimes more than the game itself. And this one was done really, really well, and it is so much fun to play. Always offers such a fun challenge. It feels very similar to when you're playing multiplayer. Forest Shuffle, you are building out this forest ecosystem, and it's all based around trees. So obviously you have a card, you have a tree with 4 sides, and there's different animals that can go into different sections of that tree. They score different ways, trees score different ways. That's the one thing I think that took me a while to warm up to this game, is there is such a massive learning curve with how everything synergizes that it is really overwhelming initially. But after, I'm gonna be honest, I think it took a good 3 plays for me to really start to see how things were synergizing. You know, what trees to get. Oh, okay, I want to get more. It just took several plays to really get the hang of the iconography and, oh, if I get this, I want to have that. And if I have a bear and a den and I'm putting cards in there, there's a lot of that stuff. So it's not really a game that I enjoy teaching to people. It's just like not fair. Like I know so much. Like it's not an even playing field for at least like 3 plays, and nobody wants to sit and play this 3 times back to back to back. You know, you're lucky if you get 1 play in and people are like, oh, okay. But for me, solo's where this is at. Love the solo variant. I love this game. I love it on the table. It looks so beautiful. And I think they came out with an app because the scoring can be a little wonky. And I tried to use it. It didn't work well for me, so I just score, count everything up. It takes a while. Such a great game. That's why it's my number 14. Love this one. Check it out if you get a chance. Thank you to everyone who is still hanging around here. So number 13, I have for you Wingspan. And I'm gonna put a little plug in here for Wingspan Asia, which is a new to me experience. And I was kind of like rolled my eyes at Wingspan Asia because I thought, okay, really guys, Wingspan Asia, like, do we really need another Wingspan? But I love that this one is a standalone game, and I was actually really, really surprised at how much I enjoyed Wingspan Asia. and the new elements it brought to the game. So let's be honest, everybody knows about Wingspan. I like Wingspan. I think I'll probably always like Wingspan. I go through phases with Wingspan where I play it a whole bunch and then it goes on my shelf for like the rest of the year, and then I get it out and I play it a whole bunch, and then, so you get what I'm saying. But I recently got to try Wingspan Asia, like I was saying, and I was really impressed with, I guess it's so much easier to table. And I like the little, I think it's called a duo board that they have. It just kind of adds another element to the game. If you play the traditional Wingspan, it's fine, but I like having that. I was surprised at how much I enjoyed that. And after I played Wingspan Asia, I was like, am I gonna get Wingspan out anymore? I mean, because Asia just felt like it streamlined the game, and then it added that new duo board. Game that's still on my list to try. I'm getting totally off on a rabbit trail. I really want to try Wormspan. I have not tried that yet. I have played Finspan. Love it. Finspan is like, it's close. Like, I don't know that it can ever take the place of Wingspan, but I really enjoy Finspan. It is quicker. It's more satisfying as far as getting your engine running faster. But after I've had probably a good 8 to 9 plays of it, I have felt like, I don't know, like, just like eggs and fish to schools, and then eggs to fish to schools. It did feel a little bit, oh, is this gonna last on my table as long as Wingspan has? And I don't know why that is. I don't know if it's because it's just so, I'm getting off. Finspan's not even on my list, okay? But love Wingspan. Everybody knows about Wingspan. It's amazing. You're getting birds, you're feeding them, they're having eggs, you're spending eggs to make more birds. It is a fun, pretty simple, mechanic engine building game, and it's really beautiful to boot. It's really beautiful. So, all right, number 12 for me is the Red Cathedral. I have loved this game. Actually, it kind of makes me sad because this is probably at one point like one of my top 10 games, so it has come down a little, but there's so many games. It's just like, it's bound to happen. Things have to move around. This was the first time I really got to play personally with like a rondel dice mechanic, and I was like instantly obsessed. I loved the theme of this. I felt like it was really elegant. I loved the AI mechanic. I thought it was really smooth to play. It was like this Euro game of efficiency and puzzle building, and I loved it. Really, in this game, you are trying to build out this cathedral, and it's just so cool. It has so many cool like mechanisms in it. The board, the iconography, I just loved how well thought out this game was. And like I said, the solo was really great and really easy to play. This is one I will always have in my collection, and it is one that I also really enjoy the expansion. I think it's called Contractors. It just gives you way more variety when you're playing, which I really like. So this is one I do play with the expansion, and I really enjoy that. That is my number 12, Red Cathedral. My number 11, the last one for this list. I know you guys are like, come on, Amber. This one is, it's new to me. I have been really loving tile placement games. Like, I don't know where this came from. I am obsessed lately with these tile placement games, and this is Mist over Carcazone. I love Carcazone, and so much so that I would play Carcazone solo mode, and this just does it so well. Like, this was a no-brainer for me when this came on the scene. I was like, okay, like, I'm sold. I already love it. It's cooperative. There's Ghost. Like, what? Yes, give me the Ghost. There's Ghost, there's Fog. This one's different because you're not like cutting each other off, and obviously when you play solo it's different too, but this one is all about, cooperatively, you have so many ghosts and you can't use up all your ghosts, and then you have to like close off different chunks to get your ghosts back, and it's just a really cool game. I love, and if I can find a solo playthrough, I will link it down below because I love to watch those to really see how the game works, so you guys can watch that and see what you think of it. But I just love this game. This is a classic game to me, and the Mist over Carcazone version just is a sweet spot for me because it is cooperative, so obviously I can play it solo. Well, that is a wrap for this portion of the countdown. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I hope you enjoyed my random commentary on all these games. I love chatting about games. That's my list. It was fun to put together, but also very eye-opening how long it's been since I've actually been able to play some of these games, even though they're my favorites. It's definitely encouraging me to get them back to the table, and I plan on doing that. But that is all I have for you today, so I will see you next week.